Hey guys, what's up? It's Joe Rady from Rady's Rides. I'm here at Yosemite National Park and I want to take you on a Passport adventure. We have this all new 2019 Honda Passport. This one is the Elite trim with all-wheel drive. And the wonderful thing is Honda has flown us out so that we could take it in an environment that is really geared for that all-wheel drive system. And that is so wonderful about the Passport because there's a Passport to fit every type of person and every type of lifestyle as well. But let's talk a little bit about Passport history. The Passport actually was first introduced in the late 1990s. It was a work combination between Honda and Isuzu. Eventually, they wound up killing it off, but you know what? The name is back, and Honda has done the homework all themselves and brought a package, total package, that really is showing where is it gonna slot into their lineup. So when you look at Honda's lineup, you got the HR-V, the CR-V, and the Pilot. There was nothing in between the CR-V and the Pilot. You either had the smaller one or you had to go big, big, big. With the Passport, it slots right into that sweet spot where you're gonna get more room, you're gonna get more versatility, plus with the all-wheel drive, you could come out to Yosemite here with me and go and do these types of roads. But guess what? You don't have to do that today because we're gonna take you on the ride with us. But let's go ahead, dive into this 2019 Honda Passport Elite all-wheel drive. Right off the bat, you'll notice the styling. I like it because they went with a little bit of aggression. You have the angular headlights, all different trim packages. You get LED lighting standard, so it's gonna really create a nice bright light if you're going down any of these roads at night. But daytime running lamps, full LED. As we come down, you got some gloss black and some flat black. It's really working perfect with this sparkling silver in this California sun. We keep working our way down, and I'm so glad to say thank you, Honda. No fake vents or anything like that. You got fog lamps, you got your lower lighting, a little bit of gloss black, just to sprinkle a little bit of sweetness there, and then the rest of it's gonna be flat all the way across that midsection. Now, to kind of tie in the lower portion with the upper portion, they went gloss black, which I'm so glad that they did because with this particular vehicle, I think it's gonna fit and really make people interested in wanting to park this in their driveway with that gloss black look. Now, with the Honda emblem on this Passport, if you ever wonder why is the Honda emblem getting so large, it's like larger and larger and larger. All that radar sensing technology is called Honda Sensing, lane keep assist, emergency braking, so on and so forth, is all stored in that Honda emblem. So very smart packaging there. I like the grille design. They did like a chain link fence design up here. As we work down, very simple horizontal slots, but it works. And there's a little bit, just a little bit of a lower lip extension in gloss to tie in the top, the bottom, and both of the corners, but really has a nice look to it. Now, another thing that's interesting is that when it comes to the all-wheel drive model, guess what? That lower area down there, you actually have more ground clearance, 8.1 inches of ground clearance compared to your front wheel drive Passport. Going up onto the hood, very nice muscular body line here, kind of just rises out of nowhere and then fades as it goes towards the windshield. You got two higher peaks, which is perfect because when you're behind that business end, the wheel, you could really see and navigate nicely with this Passport as you're going down these dirt trail roads and whatnot. Now, as we come around the corner, Honda has hooked up Rady's Rides, and guess what? Now I get to bring it to you. They said, listen, we can't have Rady's Rides just do a standard Passport Elite all-wheel drive. They gave us the one and only that has some upgrades. Now, one thing to be aware of, besides trim levels, there's also two versions. You have the Adventure version, which is going to give you what we have here, that more rugged off-road appeal, but there's also a urban edition that for the people that are just driving the streets and you want that all-wheel drive safety and all the space and whatnot. But coming around the bend, I really like the way they took the flat black around the fender treatment. Great amount of space between the top of the tire and inside the fender. And here are some upgrades. There are accessories you can add to your Passport. Wheel and tire combination for sure is something you could do. So these are KMC off-road specific wheels. It's an 18-inch wheel. Now remember, when it comes to any Passport, they have 20-inch wheels. With a little smaller wheel, you're gonna have a stronger wheel because these KMCs are bulletproof for off-roading, and you're gonna have these Nito all-terrain tires. So it's a 255 on the width, 60 series on the sidewall. It's going to give you some nice rubber to meet the terrain, to give you that grip that you need as you're going down your little adventure trails. Going down the side, up top, we got a little bit of gloss black spilled onto the mirrors. You got your LED turn signals, and then check out up top. Every single Passport comes with your gloss black roof rails and crossbars. Now having those in place, you could then add a nice adventure accessory like this roof nest top box. That's going to be able to give you even more flexibility with the amount of gear that you could carry, especially if you're going for that very long camping trip or snowboarding or skiing or whatever. Going down the side, love the body lines. And then here is another accessory been added. These are not only running boards, but they're also frame protectors. So these are going to help protect the frame as you're going down the dirt road and rocks are hitting. Nice look, just a little bit of a step to ease on getting in and out. But I'm telling you, flat black with the wheels, with the top box up there, this thing is ready to rock and roll. We keep working our way down the side. The body lines, I think, were very smart how they placed them, and you can see how it just fades. Very nice touch. And then rear quarter window. On an SUV, when they do a large quarter window like this, it gives it a nice, almost squared off look, which I think is a great look for an SUV, because so many are doing like the slope roof design, which could kind of get a little rounded. It's also going to bring in tons of light for the passengers in the back as well. Wrapping around out rear, very clean. They took the gloss black from the front, brought some on the rear. There's our Passport badge. I like the taillights as well. They didn't bring them into the actual tailgate area. And then as we drop down, you're going to get your full Honda tow package. So this could tow 5,000 pounds, being an all-wheel drive. You have dual exhausts on both sides, and guess what? Those guys are functional. They're not for looks. Of course, like I said, this is elite trim, top trim, all-wheel drive, ready to rock and roll. But why don't we go ahead and pop the hood and see what's powering this Passport. All right, guys, we got the hood popped on the 2019 Passport. The one zonk I'm going to give right off the bat is that prop rod. I wish they would have done hood struts, but underneath the hood is that tried and true. That's a 3.5 liter V6. So you're looking at 280 horsepower, 262 pound-feet of torque. It's all mated to a 9-speed automatic transmission. 0 to 60, very peppy, 5.8 seconds. It does weigh 4,265 pounds. If you're wondering, well, what about MPGs? 20 in the city, 24 on the highway, and like I said earlier, it could tow up to 5,000 pounds. Now, my zonks are going to be that prop rod and this engine cover. I don't like the engine cover. It looks like it's something that's made by Rubbermaid. Another thing, there's no 2-speed transfer case. So if you're thinking that this is going to be some type of rock crawler like a Jeep product, that's not the intentions of this Passport. What this is about doing your adventure driving, going down those trail roads, getting to those hard to reach spots where you could put your canoe in, your kayak that nobody else knows of. But let's go ahead, fire it up, and see what the Passport sounds like. All right, guys, we're inside the 2019 Honda Passport, that elite trim, all-wheel drive. I know you're probably saying to yourself, Joe, I'm already looking online at these different websites to get custom wheels, to get something to put on those roof rails up there. How much is this? So this particular one, now, the wonderful thing about the Passport, before I let the cat out of the bag, is that there's lots of different trim levels to fit many different price ranges. So they start around MSRP $36,000, and you could option it all the way to the elite trim, which this one is right around $43,000, $44,000. That's MSRP. Do your magic at the dealership, work some deals, and you could get a little bit lower price. But I'm telling you, you're going to be quite surprised with how much you're getting. Let's go to the door panels and see exactly what we have. The top portion of the door, nice soft material, a little sprinkling of gloss black to make everything right in the world. You're not going to touch it, so don't freak out about fingerprints. I like the soft material on the armrest. The stitch work is very nice. And then Honda does a great job engineering a lower door panel. Look at all those pockets. You could put all sorts of things, from your phone. You could put a book. You could put an iPad. You could even put one of those old-fashioned maps. Maybe like go on eBay and buy one just to have it in there so you can say I have a map in my map pocket. Soft material on the dash. I like the way the gloss black comes in, makes a nice cohesive look to it. Another thing is, look how flat the dash is. Nice, it gives you great view out over the hood. And then this is really smart engineering. 8-inch infotainment screen, Apple CarPlay, Android Auto. You don't have to be without with this Honda Passport. Nice, real swiping feature, just like on your cell phone. Of course, we have navigation, all that. Here's a wonderful thing too. You have a volume knob. So if you've been losing sleep at night, oh my God, am I going to have to adjust the volume through the touchscreen? No, Honda has you covered. Have a good night's sleep tonight. It's on Honda and on Rady's Rides. You obviously are going to get dual climate control. I think they hit the nail on the head. I like the flat black, real easy to see, real easy to use. Of course, you got your push button start, and Honda does a great job. That brushed aluminum look, that silver with the bright red when she's running. We drop down a little bit lower. You have a little pocket here, a little cubby, but you know what? You could put anything here, but this is really for the optional DVD player. It's your choice whether you want to have it or not, or go rent a DVD and just watch it at home. Ventilated seats, heated seats. You can see I'm nice and cool right now in Yosemite with the ventilated seats on. You have a wireless charging pad and a lot of room down here, 12 volt and USB. So they got you covered there. And then this area is great. At first, I thought push button transmissions were weird. I thought they were from another planet, but you know what? It's going to control that 9-speed automatic, frees up the room. You actually could put it in sport mode by pressing drive twice once you are in drive. And then, of course, you're going to have different drive modes, which I can't wait to show you when you come over to the business end. The part you're probably not going to like that much if you're anti-fingerprints is the gloss black here. But go ahead, get yourself the optional Honda terry cloth towel. You could wipe those fingerprints off. Here's another place that I think is genius. You're always looking for an armrest. They took the armrest out. They have these captain's chairs. Now, I personally, you know me, I'm going to zonk these. I wish they were just a little bit wider for a bigger arm. And I don't get the ratcheting part. Like, I guess there's people that want their arm all the way up. But I guess it's nice to have that versatility for everybody. You could put all sorts of things here because there's no armrest. Just sitting on top. A purse, a purse, a bag, a sack, a box. All sorts of things will fit nicely here. And then, of course, we got to show the key fob. Look how nice that looks. That's standard across the Honda lineup. It's got a nice weight to it. Really nice. You open this up. Hello, hello, hello. You have an echo in there because there's so much space. USB galore and a sliding tray. Very, very smart. And then look at these seats. Full leather interior on the Elite trim. Ventilated and heated. I love the perforated pattern, the stitch work. And they're full electric assist for both the driver and passenger, and they're very supportive without being painful. That's the wonderful thing. You could drive this Passport hundreds of miles and feel fresh as a daisy, but why don't we go ahead, get on the business end, and I'll show you some roses over here. All right, guys, business end. Like I said, the electric assist is great in the car. I'm 6 feet tall, plenty of headroom. So that really, they hit the nail on the head packaging-wise. And then this steering wheel, I like the thickness, I like the leather. Horn button's great. These buttons are not too bad because I like the way that they're flat black instead of the like plasticky look that they put on some of the other Honda models. That dash though is simplicity at its best. So you could see how you have an analog coolant gauge and fuel gauge, and then in the center you got that beautiful TFT display with a tach across the top. It tells you what gear you're in, your speedometer. Of course, it's saying that the door is open, but look, I could go through all sorts of stuff. Look at this. You can even see where the torque vectoring is going for your all-wheel drive system. Very clean, very easy to see. That's what makes this Honda a Honda. And what's interesting to know is that Honda engineers actually start with the inside first and then go to the outside, because guess what? You're not riding on the hood of the car, you're driving from behind the wheel. Speaking of being inside the car, let's go ahead and check out that back seat and see how your passengers are going to be loving life in the Passport. All right, guys, backseat time in the Passport. The wonderful thing about this vehicle is that you're going to get the basically same interior dimensions as the Pilot, but without the third row. Exterior-wise, you have a little bit longer wheelbase, but it's shorter, and obviously it's higher than the bigger brother, the Honda Pilot. One thing I want to showcase right off the bat is this little command center. You have rear AC vents, heated seats, and then, of course, they got you covered. Your kids' devices are not going to die. You got 2 USBs and a home power source, nicely placed, easy to get to. And then, like I was saying earlier, I'm 6 feet tall, Plenty of room up front, plenty of room in the back, and this is why I don't like sloping roofs. A nice boxy look gives it a more off-road feel, but it also gives you a lot more space back here. And then check this out. Slide back and forth. You can work out your hamstrings back here in the back seat. Say you're at a truck stop or something like that, you need a little bit of extra leg work, you skip leg day. Also, if you want to chill, you could chill and just take a nap or have somebody else drive, or I don't know, maybe eventually they'll have automated driving where you just sleep back here. But lots of versatility for the back seat. And then of course, you gotta have an armrest. Now I am gonna zonk this because you know and I know they need to be horizontal, but it's at a good place. It just doesn't give you a lot of real estate for your elbow, which is really what the armrest is all about. It's not called the cup rest, it's called the armrest. But let's go ahead, talked about this back seat area. Let's check out the cargo area and see how much room we have. All right, guys, time to check out that cargo area. Is so important on an SUV. Of course, you have electric assist. You get a nice loud beep. So quiet out here. That thing sounds like a siren. Has a pretty good pace. Could be a little bit quicker. And look at the amount of room you have. Now, I know you're probably saying, Joe, why'd you leave all that gear in the back? This is sponsored by Honda. They wanted us to do this on purpose. But anyways, you can see all the space with all of our recording gear, plus some of Honda's gear. Now, if you're wondering, well, what's the cubic feet? Joe, you never say cubic feet on Raise Rise. Well, guess what? Today's your lucky day, brought to you by Honda. It's 41 cubic feet of space with the seats up. You put those seats down, you're looking at 78 cubic feet of space. Like I said, this is Pilot interior with a smaller exterior. One last thing I want to show you is that you do have 12 volt here for a power source. Plus, to put those seats down, you actually just push the button and they just drop right down. That's Honda engineering. That's Honda thinking. Push the other side. Boom. Seats are totally flat. So you could push this all forward and just put even more camera gear in here. But if you're ready, I'm ready for the best part. Enough sitting here. Let's get on some of these trail roads and get behind the wheel. Especially, guess what? Lori's gonna be driving as well. So let's go. All right, guys, it's that time. We're taking this Passport, doing some off-roading. Like I was pointing out earlier, you do have different drive modes and everything is accessed right from the center console area. So you have a button that we pointed out earlier. Your options are gonna be normal. Who wants to be normal though? Snow, mud, and sand. Now for the terrain that we're gonna be going down, I'm gonna leave it in sand. And what's really cool is it shows a silver Passport and it actually shows it going down a dirt road, which is kind of cool. Another thing, don't leave the video yet, because remember, my wonderful wife Lori, she's gonna be getting behind the wheel.
Hi,
there
guys.
she is, there she is. She's gonna be getting behind the wheel of this Passport and we're gonna have a ton of fun. And she's gonna give some of her perspective of what she feels about. So are you ready?
I'm ready.
If you're ready, I'm ready. Here we go. So remember, we're just gonna hit drive. It's all push button, that 9-speed automatic transmission. Now when you put it in sand mode, it automatically shuts off traction control. We really don't wanna be hindered by the traction control nanny. We wanna be able to have a little bit of slip as we go down this gravel dirt road, but very easy to drive this Passport. We drove it from the airport. We actually flew in to Fresno and they had a Passport for us to drive on the asphalt, and now we're going down this off-road section, but very, very smooth. You can hear the rocks hitting the guards down low that we showed you earlier. Remember, this does have a few modifications, but going up this hill, that all-wheel drive, here we go. Wow.
Wow.
Turkeys.
Watch out for the turkeys.
Watch out for the turkeys. So
They're running.
We're now chasing some turkeys here on Rady's Rise.
Like
They're running
Park
fast.
in reverse.
Yes. This is interesting.
I wonder
this
if we're
is
gonna
the
have
kind
to
of
follow
stuff.
these guys.
Yeah, I wonder how long.
All right, there they go.
Take it off. Here we go. Whoa.
3 of them
One
got
little
it.
guy. There we go. Coming around here, but you can see just how capable this Passport is. Now remember, this isn't meant as a rock crawler, but to get to that wonderful place that you found and nobody else knows about when you're camping or when you're kayaking, when you need to put the boats in the water, this thing is going to get you there, no problem. Really, really great visibility out the front, out the back. Nice, look at this. Here we go. Driving around down this dirt road. This is what the Passport's all about. And this is what Honda wants you to do with it. Yes, they want you to use it for your daily driving, picking the kids up from school and whatnot, but going down this narrow dirt road is a blast in this Passport. And here we are over the top. Wow, look at this. Very nice. I'm going to go ahead and spin it around. We're going to run this back the other way. All right, guys. Here we go. Round 2. Over the crest. This is really awesome. This is, you know, living in Florida, you just don't have these opportunities. But the feedback from the steering is great. I feel very secure, very in control. Great visibility. I love the height of the seating position, especially the way that I picked it by using the electric controls. This is great. It's like going down this road, you don't know which way to go. Here we go, look at this. On throttle. Really nice, look at it. Back comes out a little bit. Nice and smooth. Really enjoying this Passport. This is what it's all about. Being able to use this for its intention and its purpose.
Wow.
Nice and smooth. What are you thinking over there, Lori?
You know, I feel like in a different vehicle I might be a little concerned.
Yeah.
But I genuinely feel like this Honda Passport is very well balanced. It is.
It really is.
It just feels so well balanced between the four wheels.
Oh, I know, right? And what's cool is on the dash, you can see, like I said, where it's setting the power. 70% of the power could be sent to the rear wheels with this all-wheel drive system, which is great. It's really nice. I mean, the ride is so wonderful, whether you're on dirt or whether you're on asphalt.
It's surprising how the suspension handles on this. You feel like you'd be bouncing all over the place.
Yeah.
This would be pretty painful,
soaking them
but
up.
It's very comfortable.
And the seats are great. You know, right now I have both hands on the wheel, so I'm not even concerned about the captain's chair armrest, but seats are just very, very comfortable.
They are.
And yet supportive. That's another thing, without being painful. There's some horses.
Oh, wow.
You know you're in nature when you're seeing turkeys and horses. Look at this, nice.
Gorgeous.
And we're just gonna keep it in that sand mode because we're not hitting snow or anything like that. But I think it's about that time. Who wants Lori to get behind the wheel? Raise your hand.
I do.
I see everybody, yes. Lori definitely wants to get behind the wheel, so give us a second. We're going to swap seats and we'll be right back. All right, guys, look who it is.
Hi, buddy.
So Lori's behind the wheel. Before we roll on out, Lori, tell the viewers at home, what do you like about the interior? Do you like the interior of this Passport?
I do like the interior. You know, when I heard Honda say that they start the design from the inside, first of all, I appreciate that. And second of all, I see that in here. Everything in here is not only practical and ergonomic, I like where the touchscreen is. I like where all the controls are. I don't feel like I'm fumbling with anything. It's easy to read. I love that there's a volume knob.
You're sleeping soundly in that. Yes, I know.
So thank you for addressing that.
Yes.
And that now I can sleep better. And you know, I know that you're not a big fan of the captain's armrest, but I like it.
All right, that's all right. To each their own.
To each their own.
To each their own.
So I like everything here, and yes, I want to be able to put my big giant purse in here. This is really awesome. I love the spaciousness in this vehicle.
Definitely.
So.
Well, if you're ready, I know the viewers are ready.
I am ready.
We're ready to go off-roading. So
all right.
Here we go, guys.
Here we go.
So we keeping it in sand mode here, and Lori's going to take us down the same road that we just went on, just to give you her perspective.
I've never really done any type of off-roading like this before.
Mm-hmm.
I have driven a UTV.
That's right, when we were in Moab.
Right, I've done that, but not with an actual car.
Yes.
So this is a new experience for me completely.
Let me ask you a question.
Power.
Yes, remember that naturally aspirated engine, that V6 does have quite a bit of power.
I like that.
Yes, definitely.
You don't expect it from this big of a vehicle.
Now, speaking about the size, how do you feel about the overall size as we go down this narrow road?
Well, this is a very narrow road, so thank you for asking that. But frankly, it feels like it handles extremely well, and the steering is very responsive, which I like a lot, because on this narrow of a road with all this gravel, I'm going to want to feel like I'm in control of the vehicle.
Sure, definitely.
And I do feel like I'm in control of the vehicle with the Passport. I also like being able to tap the throttle and go, because
Definitely.
there's a lot of hills out here, and I don't want to feel like I'm going to be stuck. Wow, this is a
nice tie right-hander.
Okay.
Oh, yep.
That feels good. I like that.
I know, right? You're doing great. You're really good. And
sharp turn.
up
All right,
this hill.
Up this hill. Here we go. Again, that's a little nerve-wracking.
You got it. It does the job well.
It does.
And just to let all the viewers know, you actually had a Subaru Crosstrek, so you could give some decent feedback on the all-wheel drive in this one compared to the all-wheel drive in the Crosstrek and whatnot.
Oh, definitely. And I just, this just feels very stable and secure and spacious and more comfortable.
Definitely.
A lot more comfortable than the Crosstrek, surprisingly. Even though the Crosstrek was a lot smaller.
Yes, of course.
There is some tremendous handling
But
here.
if you remember when we were looking at the Crosstrek, you didn't want something big because you thought it was going to be hard to maneuver.
Yeah.
But this kind of opens up your eyes, right?
It does, and one of the things that I can really appreciate here is the Honda's thoughtfulness with where this fits into their lineup. I feel like a lot of manufacturers are just making cars because, oh, here's a new segment that everybody's going to buy, so we have to respond to that.
Sure.
And this, to me, seems thoughtful because, frankly, I don't want a 7-passenger vehicle. I don't have a need for it. And I know there's plenty of people like me who don't have a need for a 7-passenger vehicle, but I need a bigger vehicle from time to time.
Yeah, exactly.
And this would be something that I would definitely include in my roster of potential cars for myself.
Yeah,
I like
definitely.
it a lot.
You're spot on with what you're saying. I know everybody watching is probably just nodding their head and saying, yeah, we are agreeing with you. But are you ready to wrap this one up?
I am.
All right, guys, we're gonna wrap this one up. So we will what? See you in a split second.
In a split second.
All right, see you in a split second, guys.
All right, guys, we had a total blast here at Yosemite. I'm glad I was able to share it with you and this 2019 Honda Passport. Definitely got to thank Davis and the rest of the Honda crew for not only inviting Rady's Rides, but also allowing us this full off-road capable Passport just for you guys, the Rady's Rides family. But if these are the types of things that you like to see on the channel, leave a comment in the comment section. If you're new and you're on the way out, hit the subscribe button. I promise you it's worthwhile coming back for more. If you are a subscriber, thank you for being part of the Rady's Rides family. If you want to help us keep making great content just for you on Rady's Rides, click the link in the description. Get yourself some Rady's Rides merch. We got to give it up to my wonderful, beautiful wife, Lori, out here in nature, getting a fresh breath of air. She has worked the camera like a champ, flew 8 hours with me to get out here. So thank you, Lori, for all your hard work and meditation. You really help calm me and bring that to Rady's Rides. And just like always, guys, I'll see you on the next ride.